Dang, my beard looks pretty crazy, but I gotta tell you, it's pretty darn good too. Sometimes I wonder if I'm going crazy talking to a video camera, but I just wanted to show people someday what I've been doing, and if they think it's interesting, cool. If they don't, then well, that sucks because they probably suck too. Uh, I just wanted to, you know, talk about life for a second and all these things that are going on in everybody's lives right now. You know, it's July, I'm sorry, almost August, 2020. We've been dealing with COVID and just basically a lot of political stuff. Really been messing with people's lives like you and me. You know, the people that would want to watch this stuff. People that will want to watch this shit. You know, why would I want to listen to some crazy guy walking around in a greenhouse? Well, we're all dealing with this stuff together, guys. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't matter anymore, and seems like more and more we're becoming dependent on other people and a government instead of ourselves and helping each other out like brothers and sisters. We're being pitted against each other. We're being a slave to the grind. We could get paid $300,000, but in my opinion, it's the same as getting paid $100,000 or $60,000. We're all living the same lives. Now, a billionaire, that's a bit different. But just got to take a deep breath. Divorce rates are through the roof. I mean, people are killing each other, and they have been for a long time, but now it's being brought to light because of a political reason. They're pitting black people against white people. You know, the thing that we need to remember in that sentence that is the most constant is that, well, first is the word people. You know, we're all people. It hurts me to the core to see good people not knowing how to act around other good people. And you know why we don't know how to act? It's because we're conditioned on how to act. We are absolutely conditioned on how to act and how to feel. Every single one of us has something fake about us that we're not proud of. And there's certain people that decide not to play the game and not be as fake as others. And those people that can be really fake but then be true to themselves are those people that are probably the conditioned the most by whatever it is out there that's conditioning us. I feel compelled to speak and say that you're not alone, and you don't have to be anybody but yourself. At the end of the day, what you have to be is respectful towards others as long as they're respectful towards you. We're always going to, in human nature, judge each other for what we see. You know, when I met my wife back in the day, I remember I met her on Match.com, and some of you young guys might not know what that is, and I know a lot of people are probably laughing at me right now if they're watching or not. Is that I scrolled by my wife 4 or 5 times because she said she was allergic to cats, but everything that kept catching my eye was how pretty she was and how pretty she still is. So I'm sure she's going to see this someday too, but she already knows what I think about her. She's pretty great. Eventually I said, you know what, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to not judge this person based on how I'm preconditioned to judge her. You know, she has cats and she's allergic, or I have cats, she's allergic to cats, and you know, she's probably not the type of person I'm looking for, but I kept looking at her and seeing that beauty. Okay, that's that judgment call. We're always going to see something and go, wow, how this thing or this person or this animal is so awesome. I just want to go and pet it or marry her, for my wife's case. Um, um, to get to the point, I guess I'm saying is, you judge a book by its cover based on what it looks like. You don't get to know something or understand something until you've been there, done that, been with that person, seen the scenario. What gets you in the door is that first impression. Now, what you guys probably expect me to say is, well, then what, after 2 weeks she was ugly and you saw her for who she was? No. After 2 weeks, I got scared. I go, wow, I've already told this person so much and how I want to build this fantastic life with her. Yes, crazy, after 2 weeks. Knowing after being married once, it's if you marry someone, there's going to be thick and thin. And that's almost something like, to my point, that we're preconditioned to say something like that, like you have to be like this. Well, what people see is a facade right now. But after, or a precondition, this is what you're supposed to see so I can get you attracted or to buy it or to whatever. But what I saw after 2 weeks was the real person, the real woman I married. And you know what? All those fears pretty much came true. Okay, shit's gonna get tough. I'm gonna want to bail and run sometimes. But it's tough to say. But there's no way in hell that's gonna happen. Now here's the thing. In life, are we gonna just bail? Are we going to continue to let the things around us that are being created by others that have no interest in us except as a piece of meat that makes them more money? Are we going to start coming together? I'm really seeing us doing it right now, but I guess I'm a hypocrite, but talk is cheap. My goal is to inspire people to know that they can go and rely on themselves and not a company that essentially you are an indentured servant to. You can go out and now take whatever you have that you've gained from that place and get your life back. And I tell you right now, I'm scared. I'm completely changing my life. I made sure that my wife was on board. Truly, deep within her soul, made sure she's on board. And, by the way, she's just as scared as I am. Cashing out my 401k soon. I asked for the company to lay me off. Trying to sound like I'm a smart guy, right? A lot of this is just hopefully because I'm lucky. But I told that company to lay me off. They will. They're going to give me 9 weeks of pay. Well, I make well, my salary is almost $100,000, about 99 something. Pretty good health care. I could literally sit there every day and do nothing and get paid for it, because that's all work is anymore for most people, is just collecting a check. Sad. After everything's said and done, with all the overtime I work, because I've been a slave to the grind, most weeks in the last 9 years, I've been doing well over 40 hours a week. Sometimes I do 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Some years I'd work 8 hours worth of overtime. You guys are probably going, oh, Brian, quit being a bitch, quit crying about stuff. But you guys live this too. You're trying to prove that you're a good person, you're a great worker, and all these people around me don't do any work. Well, I'm tired of being unhappy. I'm tired of bringing it home. I'm tired, Gary. Alright. Okay then. I'm tired. I just couldn't hit that switch anymore when I came home. I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't turn off the negativity. I asked Tina, I go, what can I do better to be a better man? Because, quite frankly, I'm failing. She goes, well, she doesn't say, well, she goes, after poking and prodding on her because she's just a rock, she says, you can stop being so negative all the time. Well, I'm being negative about this place I'm at that I'm not happy with, and I still choose to be there. So when I say I'm cashing out my 401k, Gary, thanks again. I found my switch. I said, fuck this place that is paying me all this money and giving me this retirement, giving me the opportunity to sit on my thumb up my ass. I'm taking everything I've gotten from this place that has no investment in me, doesn't care about me. It's a headless company ran by a group of board members that really is only finding more ways to make whoever it is above them happy. And by the way, there's conspiracy theories out there and all that stuff. We still don't know who those people are. At the end of the day, obviously it's still in my heart and it still bothers me, but I'm not going to let that stuff, if I can recognize what it is, get to me anymore. I know how great I am, just like a lot of you people do, and hopefully through, my candor, I can inspire people. A lot of you guys are going to laugh and think I'm crazy, but I'm doing my duty on this earth. I am saying this because it means I have to hold myself more accountable. I'm going to take the little bit of money I have, God, only about probably $80,000 before the taxes are going to fuck me on. I bought myself a brand new truck. I'm going to pick up a brand new fifth wheel trailer. It means I'm super awesome because it's brand new. Trying to be smart about things. Brand new fifth wheel, and I'm moving my whole family out of my beautiful home that I've worked so hard for with my wife. She's busted her ass for. And we're picking everything up, and we're going to go live in an apartment in this town called Ellensburg. And my mom has 15 acres out there. Water rights, everything. I'm going to be able to grow whatever I want to grow. I'm going to be able to pretty much do whatever I want to do. Won't have anybody telling me how to do stuff anymore, except my mom, except my wife, except the influence from my kids and the law. At the end of the day, I can deal with that more than I can deal with all of you out there. Man, leave one place, you're going to deal with similar problems in another, but I'll tell you what, I can deal with my family problems before I can deal anymore with all this shit out there. So I thought, well, crap. My wife, she really struck home, but she says, well, you're negative all the time. Because how do you think I landed her? Well, I was positive all the time. I was like the best salesman of me that any me could be. I could sell myself to a dead person and they would have bought me. But I try to believe that for the most part, I'm not a deceiving person. I'm not deceitful. I'm a true, honest, great individual that's not fake, speaks from his heart, which has got me in trouble, but I believe that I told her the truth. She told me that not being positive anymore. Boy, that hit. That hit harder than anything. and I love her for it. I'm glad that she could actually tell me, because it's tough for her, tell me how she feels. I'm probably all over the place right now, but I realize that I just turned 40 years old, and I'm probably going through, not to mention Black Lives Matter, COVID-19, and all the other fucking things I'm forgetting. That I got a family and a wife, and that depend on me, my kids. And what I'm freaking out about is all this bullshit going around me, because it, as any parent would, be concerned about how our family is going to be affected. So, okay, what's the best decision? All right, let's get the hell out of here. Now, if you guys don't know where Maple Valley is, I would assume the only person that would ever watch it is probably someone around here. It's in Seattle, they just have the CHOP zone or the Chaz zone. Sounds like a whole bunch of crap to me. I do believe that, to be politically correct and to be trained in fake, this isn't fake. I do believe there's people down there for the right cause. And I'm not saying that because I care a ton about what people are going to say, but I say that because, I want to go down there and march and protest for the right things too. You see, all these things are bothering me, and it's affecting me and my family, just like it's affecting yours. I should call this the Greenhouse Confessionals. Talk is cheap. We can go sit in City Hall and, for better words, people are going to be mad, bitching, complain about all the crap that's happening. But we, the middle class, the majority percent, have the power to do much more than talk. If we don't like a law, we don't abide by the law. A law is made by men or women, and not all men and women are created equally. Not all men and women have the morals that I'm hoping the people that are hearing this do. I mean, let's be straight with each other here. We're going to let someone vote to have our children go to school one day a week. Now, hey, amen for you if you choose to homeschool your children, or you have a different idea what education is. For me and my family, I want my kids to go to public schools. I did. I think I came out okay. But they're only going to let our kids possibly go to school one day a week, and the rest homeschool. And everybody goes, God, what are all the things that could happen? What about the people that need to go back to work? What about the kids and their interaction with other children? What about the teachers? What about them? I bet you if I grabbed every single teacher I know, and I know some great ones, that they want to go back to school and they want to teach kids. God, it just makes me emotional again. I was about ready to say, screw that, over my dead body, if I'm going to let, a small group of people, a counselor, whatever, determine how our children are going to be educated and allowed to mingle. It's almost like we're, in the frickin' Matrix or something. Like we're being conditioned to be away. It's like, no, there's real humans out there that really want to teach people. And quite frankly, even the bad ones probably at one time wanted to be a teacher, and they're just burnt out with all the bullshit. I'm a teacher. Okay? That's my job right now. That's the job I'm giving up. Okay? Well, sorry, mom and dad, or whoever's out there that would ever go through my classes. You're really missing out. At least I hold myself in that regard. What about those teachers out there? What about them? What would you say if we all, parents, teachers, children, marched together. It said, this is bullshit. I want my kids to go back to school. And then everybody, whoa, what about COVID-19 and all this stuff? Well, fuck. That elementary school has been a goddamn cesspool for germs. And I tell you what, I'm still alive. That work, that job that I was working at, big company, huge company, it's a cesspool. We're all rubbing everything up against everything, and we're all getting the same germs, guys. It's probably what's keeping us strong, preventing us from getting sick by some major global pandemic. I looked up the definition of pandemic, and yes, we are actually in a pandemic. Well, we're in a panic. I'm guilty of it. These teachers, I guarantee, would stand up, march with parents and children and say, I want these kids to come back to school. Because guess what? They're getting paid the same either way. Because, our taxpayer money, our taxpayer dollars will pay for those schools because those kids are going to go to school at least one day a week. And they're not going to go prorate it. Well, if they go one day a week, then the taxpayers only have to pay this much. They're only going to raise your property taxes every year until the day you die. If somebody has an answer on how to fix that one, let me know, because I'd love to speak it. Which means I'm going to think about that one too. A lot of this is just a platform for other people to speak their minds. And you know what? We're not going to agree on a lot of stuff. Trust me. Just look at me. You guys are judging me right now. Quite frankly, I think I'm pretty sexy. But anyways. I'd like to create a platform for people to be open, candid about how they feel, no matter how wrong it may sound to other people. Yes, I care if you're a racist, because that means you're ignorant. Yes, I understand if you have things that you do about you that other people might judge you as being racist. I'll accept you as long as you know that other people get offended. Everybody has feelings. Everybody has feelings. I talked to a guy that I work with. I don't want to use any names. But I really like this guy, and I don't think he likes me the same. He doesn't know how to read me. Guy's smart, sharp as a whip. And he's got a lot of preconditioned how he needs to be fakeness about him. But I can tell when I look into his eyes, when he tells me something, that I know he's speaking from his heart. First thing I asked him was, how does it feel to be a black man and be approached by white people all the time trying to let you know that they are not racist, that they support you? And before he could answer, I said, so this is what I would say if I were you. Where have you been the whole time? Or are you being honest with me? Because all I know is that I'm fake and that everybody else is fake around me. So why would I trust a goddamn word that comes out of your mouth? Now, I don't want to say his name, but I know he's not 100% fake. I can tell he's a good dude. We watched a video at work. He was in the room. He was one of the only people that really didn't speak about race. Everybody had something to say. I even cried in front of a whole bunch of coworkers inside a professional meeting. I felt I looked like a fool, but you know what? That's how candid and transparent I am. I was upset. We watched this meeting about this Black Lives Matter, and I call it shit. I think this is all crap. I think this is just all ignorant. It's ignorant to say that it's not a problem. Okay, it's a problem. But it's ignorant that we're all buying into this shit. And it was about all these different people, and I'll tell you what I believe is truth. Black man, I'll call him black man because he's a black man, just like I'm a white man. This black man walked out of his house, and every day he walks out of his house, he feels he has to act a certain way. Well, I believe that. I believe that there's times where this educated black man that is fantastic walks out of his house and he's afraid for his life. I've talked to people over and over and over again because you know me, I'm not afraid to approach a very touchy subject like I am right now. We have to act a certain way. I don't know what's going to happen if I don't act this certain fake way. I have to be someone that I'm not. That being said, there's a whole bunch of people out there, it doesn't matter what their skin color, that are acting a certain way to show who they are. And in that regard, that is also fake. You know, you got thugs walking around the streets with their pants around their frickin' ankles, acting like they're all hard. You got the good old boys walking around in their Romeos and their frickin' Carhartt jeans and their big lifted truck. I mean, anyway, what are you trying to say, man? I mean, I'm not saying don't have an identity, freedom of speech. Amen. And continue to wear your pants around your ankles. and continue to wave whatever Trump flag, Confederate flag you want. But what's the point anymore? I mean, all that stuff seems a little bit unreasonable to me. I don't even know what to say about that. I just think it's all kind of stupid. And stupid's a bad word in my vocabulary, okay? So if you hear me say stupid, I mean, well. So back to my coworker. We watched the video. Man says, hey man, when I walk out the door, I got to act a different way. And then another video comes up. And it's another story that's the same. And I know that these people are being candid and true. But I'm also letting you know that this is a multi-billion-dollar company that controls our Dow Jones Industrial Average. So everything that they put out there is canned and to cover their own asses, which is who is they at the end of the day? Who is they? The shareholders and their half of 1%, you know, Illuminati for better words. So, you know, I told my story about after watching this video because it was crushing. I mean, whoever produced this, you know, definitely is in their war room at their company plotting the next frickin' angle of attack. You know, they caught me with my pants down. I started breaking out in tears, and you know, I'm the white guy. Okay, I'm the white guy in the room. There's multiple black people in the room. There's multiple people that they're just people. There's Hispanic people in the room, black people, people from the south, people from the north, people from everywhere. This is a melting pot, all in this room. And I told my story about how when I was a little boy, I got on the train for the first time. And I was going to go see my grandma and grandpa over in Spokompton. Now, you know what I mean. Get on the Amtrak train with my mom. I'm maybe 5 years old. My sister in tow. She's 3. And this may not be the first time I ever saw this, but to my recollections, first time I ever saw a black man. And I say to my mom, somehow I must have known that it wasn't appropriate, but I look back on it now and I was just being a genuine little child. I go, Mom, why is he so dirty? Like, holy shit, if you hear that now. You say that, man, someone's going to kill you for saying that. Mom, why is that man so dirty? She looks at me. I'm 5, guys. I'm 40 now. I still remember this. She was so embarrassed. She looked at the man after she probably scolded me. looked at the man and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't believe my son said that." And you can only imagine how the man felt. He was this older man. He was well dressed. He was well kept. He was like that guy that rode on the bus before Rosa Parks stood up. That's deep. And I told this story in front of, my coworkers, all these people that are fake, including myself. Started breaking down in tears, which I'll probably do a lot of. It's like, Brian, quit being a little bitch. But you know what, dude? This is me. Fuck the fake bullshit. Pardon my profanities, but profanities mean you're honest. Sometimes not educated. Everybody's probably thinking, "Oh, Brian, you're just wrecking yourself doing all this, talking about all this stuff." Whatever. At the end of the day, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to lay my head down on the pillow. I used to be able to sleep all night long. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about all the things I talk about and all the things that I see now. Still can't turn it off. Well, I'm getting back to that point. You know what? Everybody's going to hear what I have to say. I know the people that are my true friends, or people like me,